Alright, hello everybody, and by everybody I mean nobody. So today's fun because I'm in Costa Rica right now. There's fire ants everywhere. I will get bitten multiple times throughout this video, but I wanted to record something in Costa Rica because I'm here and it's beautiful. And that's it. I wanted to put something up on my YouTube while I'm here. So anyways, today we're just going to be going over every single book that I read in 2021. Now, I'm aware when I'm recording this, I think it's either the 21st or 22nd. I'm on vacation time, so the date doesn't matter.
Yeah, it's the 23rd, so neither of those guesses were correct. Also, I'll just take this moment to say that my hair is crazy in this video, and it never becomes not crazy. But, like, I can't be fucked. I'm in Costa Rica, so...
So the year's not over, but I have a pretty good idea of the other books that I'm going to be completing in the year, so I'm just going to kind of mention those. Or you can go watch my December TBR, little plug, and kind of see what I was planning to read this month. So I'm just gonna go in order of when I read it, and I'm gonna go relatively quickly. I'm not gonna spend too much time, but I will say like the rating I gave it and if I have any particular thoughts that I want to mention. So the first book that I read in 2021 was Anna K by Jenny Lee. This is a retelling of Anna Karenina. I gave it 4 stars. The second book that I read in 2021 was Lovely War by Julie Berry. This is a dual romance, so there's 2 different romances. It's a historical fiction set during World War II, and it's narrated by the Greek gods, and I gave this 5 stars. The third book that I read in 2021 was Always and Forever, Lara Jean by Jenny Han, which is the third and final book in the To All the Boys I've Loved Before trilogy, and I gave that 3 stars. The fourth thing I read was The Truth About Forever by Sarah Dessen, and I also gave that 3 stars. Then I read A Study in Charlotte by Brittany Cavallaro, and I gave that 2 stars. Love and Gelato by Jenna Evans Welch, which was 5 stars. Along for the Ride by Sarah Dessen, which was also 5 stars. Then I read the full Hunger Games trilogy, so The Hunger Games, Catching Fire, and Mockingjay, all by Suzanne Collins, obviously. And I think I gave it respectively 4 stars, 5 stars, and 3 stars. The second one is definitely my favorite book. Then I read my first classic of the year, which was The Great Gatsby by F. Scott Fitzgerald. There is a fire ant coming for my foot right now. Ow. Yep. And for The Great Gatsby, I gave that 5 stars. The next thing I read was American Royals by Catherine Mcgee, and I gave that 4 stars, although I think at this point I would probably bump it down to like a 3 star. Then I read Instructions for Dancing by Nicola Yoon, and I think I gave it 4 stars. It was 4 or 5. I read the entire Harry Potter series, and overall as a series, 5 stars. The majority of them were rereads. I think the last book that I read when I was a kid was Order of the Phoenix, which is the 5th book. So it was fun to read the whole thing through by myself and like really be able to comprehend it. So I'm not going to go over the individual star ratings that I gave to each book, but overall 5-star series, 0-star author. We all know this, transphobic piece of shit. Next up we have Love Boat Taipei by Abigail Heng, and I gave that 4 stars. We Are Not Free by Tracy Chi, which I gave 5 stars, and I really encourage people to read. It's from the perspective of like 14 different characters, and it tells the story of Japanese Americans who are put in incarceration camps within America, and I feel like this part of history just really isn't even taught in public schools, at least, or I never learned about it, so I really encourage everyone to pick this up. These camps also did occur in Canada, so it's relevant to everyone, but Canadians and Americans particularly should definitely know about this. Then I read We Were Liars by E. Lockhart, and I gave it either 3 or 4 stars. It was perfectly okay. Then I read Daisy Jones and the Six by Taylor Jenkins Reid. Not sure why I forgot her name, and I gave this 4 stars. After that, I read Saint Anything by Sarah Dessen, and I gave this 4 stars as well. Then I read The 7 Husbands of Evelyn Hugo by Taylor Jenkins Reid, and I gave this 5 stars easily. Then I read Love and Luck, which is the second book in the Love and Other Detours series. I previously mentioned Love and Gelato, then I read Love and Luck by Jen Evans Welch, and I think I gave this one 4 stars. After that, I read Tokyo Ever After by Mcgee, and this book just wasn't for me, so I gave it 2 stars. Then I read The Deal by L. Kennedy, which is the first book in the Off-Campus series. I'm sure most of you have heard of this book by now, and I gave this 3 stars. I read And Then There Were None by Agatha Christie, and I gave that 5 stars. Then I read Bunny by Mona Awad, and I gave that 4 stars. It's a very confusing and weird book, and I still don't even know like what I feel about it, how I feel about it. I don't know. I hope the lighting is kind of good. I don't know. If the lighting's not good, at least the view is. After that, I read another classic, which was The Awakening by Kate Chopin, and I gave it 5 stars. I think it's a really underrated classic, and I think it's a pretty easy read. It's pretty quick and short, and so if you're wanting to get into classics, and if you're interested in early feminist commentary, I would definitely pick up this book. The next thing I read was Fable by Adrian Young, which is the first book in the Fable duology, and I do hope to pick up the second book, which is Namesake, in 2022, because I gave this book 5 stars. After that, I read another classic, Little Woman by Louisa May Alcott. Again, if you are interested in reading early feminist work, I would recommend this one. I definitely, with both The Awakening and Little Woman, they're from the 1800s, so it's obviously not like super progressive and forward thinking, but for the time it was, and so if you're just kind of looking to get a feel for where it started, that's who I recommend these books to. Then I read One of Us is Lying by Karen M. McManus, which I feel like I should have read that a while ago, and I gave it 5 stars. After that, I read Anthony Kiedis' autobiography. Anthony Kiedis is the lead singer for the Red Hot Chili Peppers, and his autobiography is called Scar Tissue. And I'm not really gonna like rate an autobiography, but educationally it gave me what I needed to do my book report, so for that it gets 5 stars. Then I read Lock and Key by Sarah Dessen, and I gave that 4 stars. And then just yesterday I read the entirety of Dash and Lily's Book of Dares by Rachel Cohn and David Levithan, and I gave that 5 stars, and I'm rewatching the series right now, and I think I'm already on episode 4. So those are the 38 books that I've fully completed at this point in this year, but I also want to mention 3 other books. Currently, I'm reading Lord of the Flies by William Golding, which I'm about halfway through. I just started In Cold Blood by Truman Capote last night, and I've also been reading a little bit of Misery by Stephen King, so I do think I will get all 3 of those books completed by the end of 2021 for a total of 41 books. But my goal this year was 35, and so I completed that by November, which felt really, really good. So yeah, those are all of the books that I've read in 2021. Sorry that I'm very like mellow today. Obviously I'm in Costa Rica. It's very quiet and relaxing out here, so I'm not gonna be all crazy. Also, the reason I'm at home and not at the beach right now is because woman issues, so I'm not really super hype at this current moment. I'm kind of in pain. But yeah, I think I'm probably gonna go take a swim or lay in the hammock and read. And so, Merry Christmas, and I'll see you in my next video.